Hiya folks, JD here, and today we've got this. This is the Eachine Wing God. Well, all I can say is with a name like Wing God, it had better fly well. Okay, let's open this up and have a little look inside. So the box just comes off as easy as that. You have the plastic housing, and then you have the quad that sits inside there. So take the quad out, take the transmitter out, and then we get all the accessories and bits underneath there. So let's rip out all of that. Now there are multiple different versions of this you can get. I decided to go for the 3 battery version because I like to have multiple batteries when I fly. So inside this accessory pack you get another 2 batteries, you get some more spare propellers, you get USB charger, you get your propeller guards as well, and a screwdriver should you need them. You also have a nice little instruction manual which goes through everything on how to fly, takes you through the quadcopter, takes you through the transmitter, takes you through every single part, including the app as well, including your QR codes. So that's that inside there also. So let's have a little look at the transmitter first this time. The transmitter looks a little bit like this. Very basic looking, but at the same time, basic it doesn't always mean bad. It can also mean good. So let's have a little look. We've got headless mode, we've got return to home, we've got, don't know, probably GPS on or off possibly, because that is a compass or compass calibration, and then on or off there as well. Your FPV boom lifts out from the middle and also reveals a nice little telemetry screen. That's quite nice. I like that. Also, you have record video and record take photos, as well as you have your gimbal mover and you have your speed as well. 2 little wheels. I like that. I do like the speed controls being on the little wheel as well. So the speed is on the left hand side, and the angle of the gimbal of your camera rather is on the right. Okay, that looks to be quite nice. It's very compact. In the back there as well, if we just take our little transmitter, and let's take our screwdriver from the package, and then we should be able to unscrew this, and we should have, let's have a little look inside here, 4 AAA batteries. That is what you're going to need to power this transmitter. This transmitter does not allow USB charging of any sort, so you have got to ensure the batteries are fully charged or shop bought before you go out and fly. You've also got your LED indicators there as well. As for the transmitter, it feels quite nice. The movement feels quite stiff. I quite like that. I don't like anything which is too easy to move. I like to have a bit of resistance against me when I am moving the analog sticks, and it feels as if we do have a bit with that. And here's the quad. So let's take you through this. It's a folding quad, as you can see, and the folding action is as easy as that. It just clicks out into place. There's no button or anything to move to lock or unlock. It just clicks in without there being any issue. And this is what she looks like totally. So let's start off with the front. So the front here we have a 4K camera capable of taking 4K photos only. For video it only takes 2K, so you won't get 4K video out of this. This is motorized. I want to see exactly how far up I can look and how far down it can look when we're taking out to fly. Then as we come across, we have our Eachine branding as well as the quadcopter branding there. Then we come on to the battery, which is directly at the back. This particular battery is a 3.85 volt battery, 1800 milliamp hour, with USB charge on the side, the micro USB, just to charge it. This charging will take about 2.5 hours to complete and give you a flight time of up to 14 minutes. A little bit low on the flight time, but this is why we've got multiple batteries to make the most of the flight time. There we go. And then push it back in. Wow, that's really stiff to get back in there, but it should click back into place without there being much trouble, hopefully. It is. Wow, that is very, very stiff to click back in. Then underneath here we've got our holes just so that the battery and the electronics can breathe. Electronics on this particular quadcopter are facing the top here, so the battery needs to breathe out of the bottom. Your on and off button here as well, so as you flick it on, if we have any charge, then obviously your camera realigns as you just heard, and then the LEDs come on green at the front, red at the back. We also have an SD card writer here as well, so that you can ensure that you have your SD card just plugged into there. Class 10 they recommend, so that's exactly what I'm going to be using. And then likewise we have optical flow on the bottom here. There is a camera just inside there. and then also this has got GPS as well. So all in all, that's going to give you a lot of stability. So a couple of other features about this: we've got orbit mode, we've got follow me, obviously we have GPS, we have return to home, we have auto start, auto stop. We have quite a lot of different things going on with this particular quadcopter, in the same vein as quite a few that we've looked at in the past couple of weeks. A couple of other things to mention about it: max height is 70 meters. FPV is 200 meters. That's what they reckon. I reckon you can halve that, 100 meters to begin with, but we'll take her out and see exactly how she does now, just after this unboxing. The motors, so let's come on to that, because I'm sure you're going to want to hear what motors these are. These are 1021 brushed motors. They are coreless, so you're not, what I think you're going to have a bit of jello. You're going to have the motors vibrating quite a lot, vibrating down the propeller arm, and actually you're going to see a bit of vibration on the video, but we'll double check that as well when we come to actually take her out and fly her. So that is the quad. Looks quite nice, feels quite nice. The build quality feels really sturdy, really does. I'm liking how this feels. It's got a nice matte finish to it, which feels quite rubbery. I think all in all this is actually, well, I hope it's going to be very, very good. And with a name like WingGod, as I said, it needs to be good. You don't come to the party spouting that particular name if it doesn't fly well. So there we go. It collapses back down very, very easily to take up minimal space in your bag, as long as you can collapse it down in the right order. There we go. So this is it. So as for your flying weight, what have you got? Well, your flying weight, which consists of battery and quad, you were looking at, come on. No, that really is not right. There we go. 186 grams. So you're under that 250 gram limit for a lot of places, which is good news. So hopefully this is going to be a good one. So in the package you get your transmitter, you get your quadcopter. As I say, this is the 3 battery version, so I have 1 battery in here, 2 in there, but you can also get a single battery version and a dual battery version, and then all the accessories you looked at the start of the video, including your manual with your QR codes for your app as well. Alright then, my friends, so the next thing to do, let's take this out and let's see exactly how well this WingGod flies. Alright then folks, let's get this sorted. So let's unfold the propeller arms, giving us the full size of the quad. So today I've got a 64 gig class 10 card in the back there. Didn't say there was a size limit on the SD card, a capacity limit, so I just went for the one that I normally use. Usually I don't get any trouble off quads with that, so we're going to see whether or not we get some recording on the SD card today. Hopefully we do. I want to see exactly what that lens is like in the camera. So let's turn this on first. So quadcopter on first, and then transmitter on second, and then you get this very annoying beeping, but after a couple of seconds it should just auto bind, I think. No, 1 up and 1 down, looks like as if it needs to bind it. There we go. So single 1 up and down, so open throttle and close throttle to bind, and then it still beeps until the quad comes fully online and the LEDs at the back of the quad start to flash green. Then we press the compass calibration button, and now we calibrate. So up off the ground, about 1 meter, you'll notice the front and back LEDs are all flashing. Twist one way until you hear a beep. Then point the camera downwards and twist again until you hear another beep. And that should be it. LEDs at the back, LEDs at the front are all solid. So at this point, that's all calibrated. Let's sort out, oh there we go. We've already got the SSID of the quadcopter bound to the phone. So that's good. Let's open up FPV Go. There's yet another beep. That beep is telling you that you've got 6 satellites, and that is enough for you to fly. I'm going to leave it a little bit longer because I don't like just having the bare minimum. So what I am going to do is alter that gimbal for the second. So using the gimbal roller on the back right, you can just move that, and hopefully the gimbal will, not the gimbal, sorry, we don't have a gimbal as such with this. We just have the little camera, and it does move. I have noticed one thing: when you are pushing this over to the right, it sticks. So you've got to literally release it manually. Whereas if you do it to the left, it sticks as well. Okay, so the analog stick roller on my quad sticks. There we go, I got to remember that. Okay, let's calibrate the gyro as we're waiting as well. So down into the bottom left, down to the bottom right rather, and that should sort out the gyro for us as well. We're on 11 satellites, full battery. I say we go for it, folks. So let's unlock the motors and then let's take her straight up. So let's hover her a little bit and let's see how she looks. So we've got a beautiful day today, really nice, really calm, unlike what the week has been like for us. So we should be getting quite a nice little flight out of this. Now, we do get a little breeze as well. It's coming in from the right, moving over to the left, of about 4 miles an hour, but it is gusting. So as you can see now, it's dead flat. In a little while, you're going to get a gust, so I want to see how this quad does. So far, that's okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start my screen recording, just so that I can capture all the telemetry information to look back on a bit later. And I'm also going to start the video recording, but I'm going to do it from the transmitter. So click once, then you get your little notice up there to let you know that you are recording, as well as a little timer. So up we go, 12 satellites now. I'm going to take her up to a height of, let's do 10 meters, like usual. Now, one thing to note, you do have a, there we go, you got your telemetry information on your app, but it's also on your little telemetry screen here as well. Now, that marries up quite nicely. A height of 12 meters, as it shows on the telemetry screen, and a height of 12 meters as it shows on the app. So that marries in quite nice. And up she is, and off we go. Do you know what I'm going to do, actually, before I go anywhere? It looks like I'm in fastest speed mode. So I'm going to use the rocker, if I can, and go into speed mode 1. Yeah, it's not beeping. Why isn't it beeping? Ah, no, I was in speed mode 1. So first things first, I'm going to take her out there and I'm going to see how she does on a little bit of distance. Usually with these type of quads, we get at least 100 meters. And I'm not going to push it too much because I don't want her flying outside of her boundaries. So far, we're up to about 90 meters. And now we're up to 105, 107. And I've still got video relay. Still looks to be okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn her around and fly her straight back to me. Still at an altitude of 12 meters. That's where I think I am. And as the quad comes back, it definitely shows I'm not there. So there we go. I've just realigned it to bring it back into my direction. The next time we do this, in a couple of minutes, we're going to attempt it with return to home. I want to see how that return to home works. Hopefully it's going to work quite well. That jerky movement there was me. I'm just pushing my my sleeves down on my jumper, and obviously my hand jerked, and then the quadcopter failed to fly smoothly. Okay, flick her back around and take her back out. Still at an altitude of 11 meters, 12 meters. Seem to be fluctuating just above the blanket of 12 meters, but also just under the blanket of 12 as well. So now again, it's fluctuated to 12, 11, 12, 11. So I'm gonna just up that to 13. Heading again straight for the clearing as usual. Now we're doing 113, 120 meters, and I'm gonna stop that there, because I can still see the quad still sitting there without there being any issue. And I'm going to click return to home, and it says going home. So I'm going to keep my eye on the quad straight in front of me, as well as keeping my eye on the FPV screen, just to see if they both marry up. If they don't, I can stop return to home and then I can bring her back manually. But so far it looks like they're married up pretty well, because I can see on the FPV screen, I can see me and I can see the quad as well, and it's coming back into the right direction. Let's just hope the air brakes... Oh, okay, that took the words right out of my mouth. The air brakes did stop. They did activate. The quad did stop, rather. And now from being just above my head... Oh, I may move my bag, in fact. I got a feeling it's going to miss the landing pad. I'm just going to move my bag out of the way and then go and stand away from it. So we're at an altitude of 16 meters. And now it's just hovering, and now it's turning round, and now it's dropping very violently. Very violently. Did you see that wobble? Is it going to land on my bag? No, it doesn't look to be. But it is well away from the takeoff point. So let me just move the quad back over here for now. So it was over there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 foot away from the landing spot, which isn't the end of the world, but at the same time it would have been nice, there we go, to actually have it land a little bit closer. So again, going up to an altitude of about 14 meters. Right, let's take her for a little flight. Let's see exactly what she's like then. Responsiveness wise, she is quite actually. I'm finding the resolution on the sticks quite nice. It is. I'm finding that and saying that it was jerking around quite a bit. Then you do have to make quite large movements to get quite a small movement out of the quad. But then there seems to be this sort of area, if you go above like halfway on any direction on either of the sticks, then you tend to get very jerky responses from the quad. But up until that halfway motion, you seem to get very, very nice, very responsive flying. And then as soon as you go past that, then it just gets very, very, you know, jerky. Which again, I mean, it's probably down to the brushed motors where you don't have that very smooth flight as you would from brushless. But I think on speed mode 1, just the bare basic speed mode here today, she's doing pretty well. Battery wise, we're still showing a full battery, so I'm going to be wary of that because the chances are it's not full. I mean, we have done quite a bit of distance, we have done a little bit of return to home as well. So I would be very wary of that. 17 satellites now. But so far, she's flying remarkably well. I like it. You've just got to be wary of that motion on the sticks. A little bit too far, and she starts to jerk about a bit. She's very ham-fisted with the movements. But as I kept under that, she was actually flying really nicely. Now what we're going to try now, we're going to try some photos and see exactly how that goes. Oh, that was a bit weird. She kept on plummeting even after I'd let go of the sticks. But not far, as you saw, she just came straight back up. Right then, so we're going to leave that there. For this, I'm going to try taking photos as I'm recording video. So the video looks like it's only been recorded for 1 minute and 6, which tells me that when I landed it, the video stopped, and when I took back off, the video started. So I'm going to try clicking the photo button. Nothing as the video is running. Let's try it on the app. Well, it seems to be working, but I don't know exactly how well it is. So I'm going to kill that video, and I'm going to try taking photos again. Yes, you have to kill the video in order to take photos. There we go. So as you're taking photos, you have to have the video stopped. As you're taking photos with the right shoulder button, you'll notice there's a little photo sign that comes up on your telemetry screen, and your photo and your FPV screen flashes. That lets you know you've taken a photo. So we'll see exactly how that is when I come to look over the footage when I get home. But so far, that seems okay. Very stable, extremely stable, exactly as we've come to see from GPS quads. Those GPS modules are getting better, and therefore the firmware as well may be getting better. And as a consequence, we're having quite nice flights out of it. I mean, it's apparently only quarter of the battery gone. I don't understand that. I've been flying for at least... then again, the transmitter is showing a different story. That's showing half. Okay, I'm going to have to keep my eye on that. But still, yeah, I think as a little, do you know what, normally these quads don't go very far, but then once you add GPS into the mix and all this fascination with 5G Wi-Fi, you've got yourself quite a bit of a over 100 meter distance machine. And yeah, she's doing very well. She is doing very well. Let's take her a little bit higher, so maybe 14 meters there. And she's flying around no problem. I'm not having any problem in controlling her, just from a very basic standpoint. Yeah, okay, I said about the analog sticks about 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago. That still carries. But there we are, low battery. So yeah, low battery, she's showing that she was, but then again, see, the transmitter is relaying the correct battery meter. So the transmitter was on half, and it dropped 1 bar, now it's on LVC. Whereas the app was 3/4, now it's just down to 1. Right, so we've got a time, apparently it's rated for 14 minutes, Ah, there's another one that doesn't allow you to go any further. There's another one that hits the geo fence, like we saw with the Beast a couple of weeks ago. Forward, nothing. Beautiful. Can I come back though? I can come back. There's a duck that just came flying out of this field. But yeah, once again, I can fly out to a point, and then she hits the geo fence, bang, and I can't go any further than that. Oh, now she's taking herself home. Okay, fine, we'll leave her take herself home. She's turning herself around. She's coming back to me. She hasn't got to come far. Air brakes are activating. Now she's crawling back. Air brakes have stopped her. I'm liking that she comes back. I've seen a few in the last couple of weeks which haven't done that. Or is it one? One or two, I think. And that's it. She's descending. And turning. Oh no, turning, then descending. She doesn't half come down with the rate of knots. Really does. Normally you have a nice measured descent, whereas with this it's not. It's just straight out of the air. That's it. This is better. This is closer. Perfect. Let me stop my video here. There we are. That's all done. So 1, 2, 2.5 foot away that time. Better than the 5 or 6 that we had previously. There we are. That's not too bad at all. That's okay. Have I stopped all the recording? Yes, I have. Perfect. So we should have some nice recording on the FPV screen, on the SD card rather. So I'm going to see whether that is the case when I get back to the house. So let's just knock that off there. Nicely done. So let's look at the time of the battery, because we had, there we are, 10 minutes and 12 seconds just from the bottom one there. So it was rated at 14 minutes. She was in speed mode 1, which is the lowest speed mode, and we had a time of 10 minutes. So I'm hoping that's going to get better with more charges. This is the first charge. Yeah, the camera module is warm to the touch. The rest of it is cool. The motors are cool. All motors are cool. The top where the electronics is here is nice and cool. The bottom here is quite warm. Right, okay, so just take you through this a little bit. I think I'm going to give you my full thoughts at the end of this week, but I'll give you sort of like a very chopped down version. I think for the price of this, it's far too highly priced. It is, even for the 3 battery version. 3 battery version was £111. I think they should be coming in with a 3 battery version at about 65-70. Now I know that seems relatively low, but for exactly what this is, a toy grade quad, which so far I think the lens is going to be like the same as what we've seen previously. I might be wrong. With brushed motors, then I think 111 is a little bit too expensive when you consider, add on another couple of quid, you've got the SGR CF11 with 1 battery, you know, and that's brushless with a much longer battery life than this. So I think this is priced too highly. Quad responded well, quad flew well, I was happy with that. Transmitter, again, no problem at all. Little telemetry screen, big thumbs up for that. It's very basic, feels very basic, hasn't even got any handholds, look. It is just as basic as it gets. And, you know, to be honest with you, it doesn't need to be anything else. It works fine. I'm happy with that. Apart from the angle roller sticks. So if I just let go there, I've got it quite literally, as you heard in the video when it was all beeping, it just sticks there and then I've got to release it. Whereas the other one doesn't. That just moves freely without there being any problem. This one sticks when it goes over to the right, which means the camera keeps on moving. Not that much of a big deal, but still something I noticed. So other than that, a little bit disappointed in the battery life. 10 minutes, it's about average. I mean, I was on speed, if this was a windy day and I was on speed mode 3, a battery life of 10 minutes, I would have said yeah, it's about right. But today, no wind, look at it, dead. No environmental factors for this to be contending with. In speed mode 1, yes, I was recording video for 3/4 of it, and taking some photos, but that's pretty much it. I think what I'm going to do another video, on a couple of videos on this, on waypoints, and see exactly how she does there, and hopefully by this point we're going to be eking out a little bit longer battery life from it. But I'll give you my full thoughts later on this week. Alright then, my friends, thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and ring that bell too. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.